Tom Rhodes is in the studio, and he's going to play some new material for us. Tom, take it away.
Hey, thank you very much. The song's called Better Son. It's off of my newest release, which is also called Better Son. Oh, now, mama, don't you look my way. Close your ears to what I have to say. I finally made my dying day. My body was hanging, my feet were swaying. I was born into the world in the dead of night. Begged from the darkness into the light. Told to turn a cheek to a stranger's strike. But I guess I never learned that lesson right. A better son, a better son. Lord, I wish I was a better son. I wish I never did the things I've done. Oh, I wish I was a better son. A better son becomes a better man. But Lord, I only am just what I am. A better man comes from a better son. So Lord, I wish I was a better son. I do regret that fateful day when Chef John Brown had learned my name and come up off the lips of his lover who lay beaten and bruised from his angry ways. If I could turn back time or stop a clock, I never would have gone and fired that shot. I know that he's earned the things he has got, but it's turned my soul into stone and rock. A better son, a better son. Lord, I wish I was a better son. I wish I never did the things I've done. Oh, I wish I was a better son. A better son becomes a better man. But Lord, I only am just what I am. A better man comes from a better son. So Lord, I wish I was a better son. Now as the morning sun rises in the east, I pray the Lord my soul release, that I be born again on the new and young. And Lord, I be a better son, a better son, a better son. Lord, I wish I was a better son. I wish I never did the things I've done. And oh, I wish I was a better son. A better son becomes a better man. But Lord, I only am just what I am. A better man comes from a better son. So Lord, I wish I was a better son. I said, la da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, ya da da, whoa whoa, la da 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 da. Thank you.
Special appearance by Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Oh, good.
How was?
Cool down. It was sat on the beach. It was nice
Oh,
and cool at the
good.
beach.
Yeah. I'm trying to cool it down in here. I turned off the lights. It's like 10 degrees cooler in here without the lights on.
Yeah.
But it probably looks strange if you walk in and see moving figures.
It looked very dark. It looked very ominous in here before I came in.
We were hiding behind
Dancing
the
in the dark.
microphone.
Yeah. What's your name?
I'm Tom Rhodes.
Oh, great. That was
Nice to meet
great.
you, Mark. Thank you very much.
Music, yeah.
Do you want to tell us about that track? And
Sure. So
Your
Better Son
experience.
is off my latest release, which is also titled Better Son. I recorded it out in Wilmington, North Carolina, at my friend Neil's house. Mike McGreevy plays the drums on that track, and he also winds up at the end of it. He plays some tuba and
Oh, wow.
trumpet and cornet, and it sounds fantastic at the end. It's like this big horn section that's all young McGreevy. And The song actually is from a dream. I had a dream one night that was very literally the story of the song, and I woke up as I was being hung. Like I was I was like on a scaffold. It was one of those super real dreams where when you wake up for the next 10 seconds, you're still
in shock.
Yeah, exactly where you were, and you can't really differentiate between the world and your dream. So I had this dream, and I really felt like I'd been through it. And I sat down with my guitar that day, and it stuck in my head all day. I kept thinking about it, and it just sort of came out. Wrote the song in about maybe 15 or 20 minutes after that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And when you play with other musicians, are you usually playing with other musicians, or are most of your songs solo?
Well, I moved out here about a year ago from North Carolina, and had a fantastic band in North Carolina. But when I came out, they couldn't come out with me. So I've been here playing solo in the Bay Area for the last year. And it's actually kind of a cool way to get in with my songs and work them out by myself. But I'd love to have a band. I've been thinking about putting together a small band out here, possibly, drums and upright bass and keys or something like that. Maybe find a really nice lap steel player. But I love playing in bands, but most of the time it winds up being just me. Yeah.
Interesting. And how long have you been a musician?
Well, I've been playing full time, I should say, or doing it for a living since I was 16. So I'm about 16 years in at this point. And
Congrats.
Well, thanks. Yeah, it's a great way to make a living if you can pull it off. It's not always easy to pull it off. Sometimes you have some help
hiccups.
from amazing people. Yeah, but I've been playing music since as far back as I can remember. Singing and piano, and since I was a tiny kid.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Houston, Houston, Texas. I kind of grew up in the D.C. area. That's where I went to school, and moved all around. I've been all over the U.S., but hit the big spots, and lived in New York for a while, and then from New York to North Carolina, and then North Carolina here is kind of the last tail end of it. Yeah.
And what's your favorite city so far?
I don't know. I got to say, it's probably San Francisco, but it's very close between New York and San Francisco. I was down in New Orleans for a short while, and I absolutely loved that city. That was before the flood, and I've always felt a lot of love for New Orleans, but I haven't been back in a long time. So, but I think San Francisco is it's definitely my favorite right now. I'm loving it here.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what are some venues that you've played at recently in the city?
I've done some cool shows here recently. I did a show over at Hotel Utah not long ago with Heather Combs. Heather Combs is a local songwriter, and she does some showcasing for that songwriters there. Viracocha is a cool place here in the Mission. There's a lot of great venues around here. I've been slowly working my way into all the places that I have wanted to play at, which is it's a great feeling when you finally get into some of the rooms that you've been wanting to be in for a while. So
definitely. Yeah. And do you have a new release that you want to tell us about?
Yeah, well, Better Sun is my newest record, and I made sort of a stupid mistake. The album, I released it in 2011. Okay. And I released it at the very beginning of 2011. I took pre-orders through like the Christmas season, 2010. Released the record, and then promptly started moving to San Francisco. So all the work I'd done on the East Coast to sort of develop this fan base and this long career, right? I kind of left all that really quickly and moved over here and didn't really promote the record. So I have this record that's about a year old that it's still kind of brand new.
Still new.
Yeah, it's still new, and
relevant.
And since then, I've been writing and releasing stuff. I put together sort of a small singles release pattern where I'll write a song, record it, and release it. Sometimes it's really lo-fi. Sometimes it's get some good production stuff going on it. But the latest album, Better Son, and that's available on iTunes. It's available on Bandcamp or my website, tomrhodesmusic.com, RHODES.
Right on.
And and then there's some singles, and all the singles I released through a website called Bandcamp. Are you familiar with Bandcamp?
Yes, a lot of local bands just across the board. That is the website.
It's the best. I have on my website, I say this too, but they pay the highest percentage to artists out of all the hosting sites for MP3s and online purchasing.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they take a very small percentage, which means if you're an artist, it makes it affordable to release material through there because your initial upfront cost can be recouped quicker. And
what's the difference between Bandcamp and iTunes? How much of a percentage does iTunes?
Well, if you're lucky and you own all of your music and you release through iTunes, you get. It depends. It's a scale on some stuff, but somewhere between like 33 cents and 66 cents a song. So somewhere in there. But Bandcamp takes, I think it's a flat 15% or something like that. I should be better at knowing all the numbers. I just know that
I was just curious if you knew.
Yeah, I think Bandcamp is like 15%, and I think that iTunes takes like about 60%. So
I see.
You're
it's
looking,
a big difference.
Yeah, and also to get on iTunes, you can self-submit, but there's also a lot of times you have to go through services that submit your music to iTunes and Amazon and all the different things. So there's generally a cost associated with submitting your music in there too.
Gotcha. Can we hear another song?
Of course. This next song is my newest release. I made a video for it as well, and it's just a single. You can find it on my Bandcamp page. It's called Timeless Love. And the video features my beautiful son/dog, Barkley. And yeah.
What a cute name.
I think I wanna go. So do you wanna go with me? I've been thinking of headed back down to New Orleans when I was young, and singing by the riverside back before the waters got high and pushed my people out into the sea. Lord knows them days, they're gone, but there's something bad down there, and I aim to make it known. My love ain't bound by time, no, no, no. I think it's time to leave. So do you wanna go with me? 'Cause I don't wanna be alone, singing my songs through the deep blue sea. And we could hop a boat, yeah, and sail on the westward tide. Pray the seas stay low and our sails they stay high and dry. And Lord knows where the winds they blow, but there's something waiting out there, and I aim to make it known. My love ain't bound by time, no, no, no. It ain't bound by time. Some know where, and some know why. Oh, I only know when I'm with you. I know that the world feels fine. So what I wanna hear is, when are we gonna say goodbye? 'Cause I think I wanna go, yeah. So do you wanna go with me? It's fine, you know I don't mind, but there's places that I would love to see. I could take you to the moon, yeah, yeah. We can make it way up there, and I'll run my fingers through your hair up at the top of the atmosphere. 'Cause Lord knows all the places we could go. Oh, and when you're by my side, I know I gotta make it known. My love ain't bound by time, no, 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 yeah. It ain't bound by time. Come on, let's go. We ain't bound by time. Come on, let's go. You ain't bound by time.
All
Thank you.
right. If you guys have any questions, give us a call at 415-550-0511. Again, that's 415-550-0511. I bet Tom and I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I'd love to hear from people.
And what was your biggest influence in developing your style of music?
I don't know. I think musically, I come from a very diverse background of music. I have a mother who was trained in the classics, and she took voice lessons and sang classical music and played a number of different instruments. And my dad exposed me to every kind of rock and blues, and more than that, like just this wide variety of music. And I don't really know where my specific style comes from, but I know that I'm an amalgamation of a lot of different things. I started out in music, I think, when I was old enough to understand a lot of it, with playing drums and with rhythm. And so I have a really rhythm-based style, and I think it kind of comes through in my guitar playing and stuff too, where I think that's got a lot to do with it. But
Definitely.
yeah, it's hard to know where you come from with that kind of stuff.
Who did you listen to growing up? Blues? Old
Everything.
blues?
Yeah, I love listening to old blues stuff. The styles were all over the board. I mean, one of the first concerts I went to was like a new age artist called Guitaro. And
I've heard of him.
Yeah, and Jackson Brown, and then
interesting.
Paul Simon. You know, a lot of that great songwriter music, and then a lot of the stuff that was more out there. It was kind of all over the board. I was really into hip hop for a long time. I still am.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't really. People ask me what kind of music I like, and I have to say, like, I like songs. It doesn't matter the genre or the style. If it's a good song, I like it. And I know that makes it completely subjective, but I think that music is kind of what you appreciate is completely subjective.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you think it's wrong that, I mean, people can search for stuff online now, but when you used to go into a record store and they'd have everything sorted by genre, how do you feel about that? Or on iTunes, they have stuff laid out that way, but it's much more diverse now. I mean, it's,
it's funny when you submit your music to stuff. They say, "What genre are you?" And there'll be like 10 categories and like subcategories and all that. I think it's very hard to classify stuff. So, as a musician, you get that question all the time. So my answer is I play Americana and alt country, but I don't know that it really encapsulates a lot of my different music. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, if you have to. If you're looking at this huge amount of music, like on iTunes or even in a record store, how do you condense this down to a quick way to go through everything? The Dewey Decimal System of music, and I guess the way you do that is you put it into genres and subgenres and little categories, and that's fine. I don't think a genre makes a song or breaks a song. I think that it's just a kind of an introduction.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. And how do you feel about having your music available at your shows versus your audience online and having it available to anyone?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. There's been a major shift in the way that the music industry works, and now people can directly contact the artist. I mean, if someone buys my CDs from me through my website, I put them in a bag and mail them to them. Like, it's done by hand, and I think that's fantastic. Now, before, people would have never had a way to hear it. People would never, hear me with my music. One of the interesting things since I've been out in San Francisco is I don't know that many people here, so I don't have this built-in fan base. So one of the really cool parts is, so when people come out to the show, I know that they like me for my music. It's not because they're like friends of friends.
Mutual friends.
Yeah, sometimes that happens too, but it's really cool. And every time you sell a CD to somebody, it feels great. There's an amazing feeling of like, oh, this person, they like my music, they respect what I'm doing, and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. And I think that's fantastic. when you sell something online, you don't necessarily get all that rush every time. You know, I get a thing at the end of the month that says, "Oh, you sold this many on iTunes and you sold this many on Amazon or whatever," and that feels good. But it's not the same as handing, you know, someone a CD or putting it in an envelope and saying, you know. With that said, it's also great that we can have this song, this information where we don't have to. There's no trees or plastic or anything. It's just a little piece of. There's little electrons floating around somewhere that you can zip through the internet, and then you have it. And
you made a pretty penny doing it.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, you got to sell a lot of them to make pennies. But pennies. Yeah, I have one pretty penny, I think, is what I have at this point. But yeah, it's really. I think it's a good thing. Basically, the answer to the question is, I think it's a good thing to be able to sell stuff online. I don't think it detracts from the art or the beauty of it. But there's a special feeling when somebody hand you money and you hand them a CD. Definitely.
And the other artists and bands that you usually play with, are they usually similar to the type of music that you do, or is it across the board?
Well, that's a good question. It's kind of across the board. More recently, I'm kind of playing with more people that are kind of the same style. But stylistically, I have a lot of different styles. So which I have 3 albums out, and the 3 of them sound completely different from each other. And even on each individual album, there's big variances in the song styles. So people who play like I do is kind of rare. A lot of bands, I think, actually do kind of fall into a genre.
Right.
That's kind of I don't mean that in a rude way, but it
how dare they?
A lot, yeah, right. But a lot of bands do fall into a genre,
unfortunately.
And but I think that it's also, if I was to take your playlist on your iPod or whatever you have now and look at it, I guarantee you there's going to be all kinds of music on there.
Yes.
So, with that said, I think that you could have a show where there's like a country artist, a hip hop artist, and a DJ, and all this stuff are the same thing, and people are going to love it. Outside Lands is proof of this. Like, it stays flooded, and it's all different styles.
Definitely.
So I wind up playing with a lot of different styles of music. I would like to play shows with people who have a similar style, because at least I would know their fans are going to already like kind of what I'm doing.
An understanding.
But I just haven't met a ton of different people. I have met some really good artists in the area that I'm working on doing more shows with that are that way. But again, what I appreciate in music is good songs. So a lot of times I'm drawn to people who have a different style but are just really good songwriters or really good song crafters, or however you want to say it. Yeah.
It's their method of magic.
Right, that's right.
Can we hear 2 new songs, or 2 more songs rather?
Sure. Okay, I'll do one first. It's on my second album. It's called No Apologies, and I recorded this one up in Manhattan, up in New York, and a lot of awesome people are on this record. That if you check it out, you can find all these amazing other artists who came in and pitched in. This song's called Breathe. And yeah, I'll give this one a play here. You better watch your mouth when you speak. Think you don't wanna look like a creep. End up in a bed of your own, go down into the bottom of your soul. Know that nothing is quite as it seems. Dreams to become reality. See, I once was blind, but now I'm me. But I know you wanna go. Drop the little thing and just run. Don't take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back and be. And I know what you mean when you're too old to bounce up and down like a yo-yo. Take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back and be. Just take a moment to breathe. I get lost on the city streets, beats up in my head, control my feet, and take me where they want to go. Yo,
lost in the way of your own. See, you know it ain't hard to tell that hell is knowing something all too well. Yeah, you seem like you understand. Yeah, you seem like you just wanna go home. Drop your little thing and just run to. Take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back and be. Hell, I know what you mean when you're too old to bounce up and down like a yo-yo. Take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back and be. Just take a moment to breathe. You might move too goddamn fast. The last thing you need to do is stress, rest, and try to slow it down, yeah. When I feel I'm about to scream, I go. I take a little second and I breathe and I see that I got everything I need, yeah. But I know that you really wanna go home. Drop a little thing and just run, though. Take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back and be. Hell, I know what you mean when you're too old to bounce up and down like a yo-yo. Take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back, yeah. I know that you really wanna go home. Drop a little thing and just run, though. Take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back and be. And I know what you mean when you're too old to bounce up and down like a yo-yo. Take a moment to breathe slow and just sit back and be. Just take a moment to breathe.
Another great song from Tom Rhodes, everyone. And if you want to find out more about him, he has a Bandcamp page. And your website again?
TomRhodesMusic.com, RHODES.
And do you have any upcoming shows?
I do. I've got a couple upcoming shows. I've got one tomorrow night at Disco Volante. I'm playing with Yonat and her muse, and also playing with Ben Runnels. And
he was here also.
He was
great.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
I've only kind of heard online a little bit of stuff. And
amazing.
Yeah, Yonat's really good too. I played a show with her before, another show in Oakland actually.
Okay.
Disco Volante's in Oakland, and then on Monday I'm playing at an event called You're Going to Die, which is actually this amazing night of poetry and music. I'm the featured performer there.
Okay.
That goes down at Viracocha as well. Both of those. Well, tomorrow night starts at 7. You're Going to Die starts at 8. And then yeah, right, yeah. But does this go on podcast as well?
It does.
Yeah, so maybe they can come out and then catch the podcast afterwards.
Yes, definitely.
A few more. August 3rd, I'm in Marinwood, and August 4th, I'm playing at the MAP event. That's here in the Mission.
Okay.
There's a couple of different shows I'm doing there. You can find it all on the website. And,
definitely.
We're on Facebook. Tom Rhodes fan page is Facebook.com/Tom Rhodes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about MAP?
I only know a little bit about MAP, so I will tell you a little bit. I recently found out about it. It's a performance art event that goes on in the Mission and here in San Francisco, and it's like 20 different venues, I believe, and you can kind of bounce from place to place. There's an actual map that of the event, and it's MAP with 2 P's. I don't want to mess up this initialism, but I think that it's Mission Arts Performance Project.
I think
something
you're right.
like that.
That sounds right.
I probably did botch that, but it's really cool. I went to some of the meetups for it and picked up some shows and met some really cool and interesting people. There's going to be a lot of really good stuff going on, and it's all within sort of the Mission area, this sort of really cool part of San Francisco.
Does it happen once a month, or is it something that happens?
I believe it happens
regularly?
once a month. I think it's only through the summer. I'm sure there's a way to find out more information than I have about it.
Okay.
I would suggest people maybe just Google MAP. It's with 2 P's, MAPP. Yeah.
Definitely. And let's hear another song, why don't we?
Cool.
I'm enjoying this.
Thank you.
I hope you guys are too.
So this song is Where'd I put my pick? I had it here. There we go.
You ate it.
I probably did. As with most things that are missing around my person, I've eaten.
Oh, no.
So this is a new song that I don't think it's for sale online yet. If it's not, it should be soon. It's called Dole Razor. And yeah, I really, I like this one, so I'm going to play it even though it's new. So yeah. Okay. There's nothing here to complain about. We can relate about the same blood's in our veins. We all feel the same about love. About love, yeah. I call back to yesterday, and it's the same as today. When you feel the world in a round kind of way, a round kind of way, yeah. And it's a dull razor that I've used to shape my lines. Oh, who we are is who we find when I am left behind. Yeah, yeah. Found peace on a postage stamp, seen it off to a foreign land. It comes back in waves low, it's hard to define, yeah. It's hard to define. And there's a world where illusion lives, it blurs the lines of walls and deeds. I make my way there from time to time, from time to time, yeah. And it's a dull razor that I've used to shape my lines. Oh, who we are is who we find when I am left behind. I know that who we are is who we find when I am left behind. I said nothing here to complain about. We can relate about the same blood's in our veins. We all feel the same about love. About love.
And that's another lovely track from Tom Rhodes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in today. I have a few more questions for you.
Yeah.
What would you recommend to musicians who are just starting out? Do you have any recommendations or words of wisdom based on your experience?
Yeah. So just starting out. So if you're just starting writing songs and getting out, you mean I suggest getting on stage as much as you possibly can, playing out as much as you can, and fighting through those moments when you're sort of scared and upset about it. Just keep doing it. You know, the trick, sometimes people say, what's the trick to becoming a professional songwriter? Or how do you do it? You just do it. You just start doing it and you don't stop. and then that's what you do.
Right, persistence.
And it's not, it's not like you don't have to reach some threshold. There's no magic club. There's no. It's just get out there and do it. If you're at a point where you can't get shows, go to open mics. If you can't go to open mics, play at your parties, play at your friends' parties. Like, get out and be doing it. That's the best way.
There you go. There's the light. Follow the light.
That's right.
And how do you feel about San Francisco in terms of a community of musicians? Did you feel that you had that in other cities, in New York and Wilmington? That's
actually a great question, because there's, and I'm glad you asked that, because I'm very community-minded, and I've been working since I've been here to kind of develop the community in San Francisco. I think that there is a songwriter community here. There's a good songwriter community. There's some really talented and skilled people around. I think that, but it's kind of hard to get people on the same boat. Musicians and artists, by their nature, tend to be fairly solitary. And so to convince people to work together is kind of hard. But I do think that, all ships rise with the tide. So if musicians work together to support musicians and support the arts, that really good things can happen. I don't see any reason why San Francisco can't be putting out bands like a town like Austin or Nashville or Los Angeles or any of those places. The infrastructure exists here and the talent exists. I think that it's a matter of drive and coordination. I worked with a bunch of stuff when I was in New York. I worked with a group of songwriters. We called ourselves Whiskey Breath, and we put on shows and we did tours of the U.S. and over in Europe, and it was all just songwriters working together to make it happen. It was this lovely, amazing community, and I don't see any reason why that can't exist here. And I hope that maybe it can, and I'm trying to work with the people who are community leaders here and get involved with what they have going on to further the community itself. Yeah.
And you're listening to Sounds from the Street. I am DJ Aisha, and Tom Rhodes is here. If you missed the last half hour or so, you can probably catch the podcast around, I'd say 10, probably 11 o'clock tonight. You can find it in iTunes, believe it or not, for free.
Cool.
Sounds from the Street, and also through our official website if you're not already listening to it, mutinyradio.org. Tom, do you have any more songs for us?
I do. I have one more.
Okay, great.
I wanted to say hi. I hope that my father was able to get his computer to work the program.
Good for him.
I think I helped him out earlier. I hope it worked. So I wanted to say hi to him and my brother and my mom and everybody who might be listening out there. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for listening to music. This is an older song of mine. It's actually from my first record, but it dates from years before my first record. The song's called Red Shoes, and I've played it a long time, but I still like it, so I guess that's a good thing. And thank you so much for having me here, Aisha.
No worries.
This is a really cool spot. Mutiny Radio is a cool deal, and it's been around for a long time. It's got a very cool history. I recommend people listening to this might already know, but I recommend checking out where they came from and what they're doing. So
it's had a variety of names.
Yeah, well, its current incarnation is doing very well. So thank you. This song's called Red Shoes.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4. Lizzie's shopping for some red shoes, something new and something bright. Said she feels a bit upside down right now. Said she feels a bit uptight. She said it's hard when you're pinned up to just let go. And when you do let go, it gets hard to stop, and you gotta find a balance in between those two. That's what I'm looking for in my new red shoes. That's what I'm looking for, something completely new. She said it's not all fun and games in this world of mine, and I'm an iceberg breaking off one piece at a time. But it's really not that bad when I start to shine, and I'm amazed at what a little color can do.
I'm amazed at what a little color can do. She said in blue suede it stayed on for a bit too long. It was time to wake up the night and shake hands with the dawn. 'Cause she was tired of lacing up just to be brought down. So she looking for her answers out in old Joe's time. And she gonna spend her green dollars on something that'll make her shine. Picking the light up from the ground up, from her feet to her mind. She said, Daddy's not all fun and games in this world of mine. And I'm an iceberg breaking off one piece at a time. But it's really not that bad when I start to shine. And I'm amazed at what a little color can do. I'm amazed at what a little color can do. And if you see it floating down M Street, don't you bring it down. Won't miss those new shoes sticking out amongst the black ones or the brown ones on the ground. Yeah, still be the brightest ones around. She'll be the brightest one around. Oh yes, she will. And she said it's not all fun and games in this world of mine. And I'm an iceberg breaking off one piece at a time. It's really not that bad once I start to shine. And I'm amazed at what a little color can do. I'm amazed at what a little color can do. I'm amazed at what a little color can do. You'll be amazed at what a little color can do.
Awesome. And I like the line about blue suede shoes.
Yeah.
Is that a jab at...
Well, it's not a jab. It's more of a nod of the hat.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. And again, did you want to... I can turn on the lights if you want to recap
the
shows that you're doing.
I know what I'm doing. Yep, please check out tomrhodesmusic.com, RHODES music.com. You can find all my shows and music and information. That's a central hub to find everything. You can find me on Facebook. And I've got a show tomorrow night at Disco Volante with Yonat and her muse and Ben Runnels. And
great guy.
And then Monday night I will be at You're Going to Die, Poetry and Prose and Anything Goes at Viracocha. And then, check out the website, find out more information. Thank you very much for having me over here. And I've really had a good time, and it's great to be able to share my music with people. So thank you for listening.
Definitely. And I'm learning my lesson by being in the dark because now I can't see anything. It's like magic.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a great video shoot later today.
Thank you.
That's where you're off to.
Yep.
And come visit us again sometime.
I'd love to.
All right. And I'll check these out for sure.
Thank you very much.
All right. Have a great night. Stay tuned for more Mutiny Radio.